Hey guys, it's Matt and Steve from LRM Leasing. For those of you who've been watching, we've made some videos responding to questions on our YouTube channel. But what we want to do today is answer the most common questions we get from customers calling in. So let's get right into it. By far, the number one question that we get, what kind of oil should I be putting in my truck? Steve?
So the oil that you put in your truck, you can definitely find it when you go to these truck stops that you go around the US. But there'll be a sticker usually on the driver's side of the motor, and it could be anywhere between a 1030 weight or a 1540 weight. Now the kind of brand that you want, that's totally up to what you guys want to put in your trucks. You'll probably see stickers on manufacturers, you know, like Dello, Rotello, and Delvac, which are the most three common ones. As long as you put in the proper weight oil, you're gonna be just fine.
And if you don't know, or you can't reach someone, or you don't know someone, go to the truck stop, go to the dealership, ask them, they know.
Or your owner's manual. If you have one for the truck, it'll tell you what kind of lubrications that your truck takes for the engines, the trans, and the differentials.
Yeah, that's great. All right, number two, we do get a lot of this. Customer will call in and they feel like something's kind of hitting the back of their truck and they believe that the fifth wheel is not holding, or they think that it could be broken. That's not always the case. Steve, can you explain that a little bit better?
So what we've found is when we hook up to the trailer or the tool, we'll find out that there's a little bit of play, and we just make the adjustment on the fifth wheel just to tighten it up on the jaws, and then we have the customer back up to the trailer, and then the problem is already resolved.
So it's not detrimental. You don't have to rebuild or replace the fifth wheel. A simple adjustment. About how much time typically does it take?
So the adjustment will take about anywhere between 30 minutes to an hour, depending on if they have the proper tools or if they're using the trailer, just backing it and forth just to make sure it's nice and properly snug. Some of the fifth wheels, the customer can definitely do the adjustment,
Cool.
and we can definitely make a video and show you guys how to do that.
Number three, I get this a lot. I'm sure you do too. Customer, and notice that it is an automatic, so let's point that out. This is really true to automatic transmissions, but they'll be going down a hill and they hear like a bogging noise. Something just doesn't sound right. Tell us, what's that? Well, what is that?
So when I talk to the customer on the phone, get some more information, I would ask if there was like a green light indicating on the dash on the top left-hand corner, which is on Freightliners. And she would say yes, or he would say yes. And then what we'll find out is that they actually had the Jake brakes engaged when they're going down the hill. And when they disengage, it'll say that's the problem and it went away. It's just the Jake brakes were left on.
Makes sense. Just, you know, be mindful, see what's going on in your dash, check your Jake brakes. Most likely you're engaged. That's good. Number four, I hear it a lot. Again, I'm sure you do too, but driver will be going down the road. Be a loss of power on the dash. You'll actually kind of look like it shut down. There'll seem to be a reduction in engine power, and then immediately it will come back, almost like a glitch in the matrix. What's going on?
So yeah, once I start talking to a customer and they tell me that the truck on the dash and the engine like powers down for a second, like a little hesitation and everything, and it just comes right back up. It'll stay just fine for a few hours and then do it again. No check engine light. 90% of the time it ends up being the PNDB box. Once that gets replaced, they drive around and the hesitation, the power down has completely resolved itself. In most cases, we find out that the water is from intrusion, because sometimes the plate, it's like a little plastic plate, has been left off, or someone may have forgot to put it back on and water's getting in there. That has to be protected. So anytime you go in there or a mechanic has looked at it recently, just make sure that they put the cover back on, because that water going inside there will cause that issue, and then you're going to be spending another $400 or $500 just on a PNDB box.
So that's what I was going to ask. Is the PNDB an expensive fix?
No, the part's a little expensive. It's about 30 minutes to install or less, but your part's anywhere between $400 to $600.
We mostly see these on, or completely on Freightliners, correct?
Freightliners is where we're seeing it the most.
It just seems to be something with the system that it's actually very normal. Last one, I'm getting a low air transmission alert on the dashboard. What's going on?
People with automatic transmissions are not familiar with it, and they'll see a low indication of air for the transmission. Doesn't mean that the transmission is at fault. 90% of the time we have found that there's actually air leaks around the truck. It could be a brake chamber, it could be a line that rubbed through along the frame, or your quick release valve in the back. Before we start to jump into any kind of transmission issues, let's walk around the truck, let's listen for that air leak. And about 90% of the time you fix the air leak, then the transmission will start working again. That air pressure has to be above 100 PSI for that light to go back out.
Right, so simply put, if you're losing air through the system and it's going somewhere else, maybe not from the transmission, you're gonna get a check engine light for the transmission low air. Well guys, we appreciate it. If you like what you're seeing, like, subscribe, leave a comment. If there's content you wanna see us do, please let us know. We'd love to do it. We'll see you on the next one.